Hi, I'm Jamison with Werkz, and today I'm going to show you how I conceal carry. A quick background on myself. I've been conceal carrying for the past 7+ years. I've been working here at Werkz for the past 3+ years, and I've had a great opportunity to help others conceal better, more comfortable, and have more access to their guns. In that time frame, I've also taken anywhere between 2 to 4 classes a year on whether it be specifically conceal carry based, but mostly with pistol shooting, whether you're traditional pistol 1 classes, pistol 2 classes and beyond, as well as doing a lot of force and force classes to really stress test my skills too. I also recently started shooting USPSA running my conceal carry gear. So today I'm going to focus on 3 main things, which is going to be comfort, concealment, and access to the firearm. So I myself am about 310 pounds and 6'1", and I choose to carry Appendix. I have carried 3 and 4 o'clock in the past and pretty much everywhere else you can think of, ankle holsters even in the past, but I've really found that Appendix carry allows me to have the most comfort, the most concealment, and the quickest and most reliable access to my firearm. The foundation to carrying a firearm is going to be your belt and your holster. So first, you need to have a good sturdy belt to be able to carry that weight on your belt line. A good sturdy 1.5-inch gun belt is what you really are looking for. You want to make sure that you can't fold it over, and if you can, it's not going to be as structured to actually carry the weight that you have on your belt line. Another quality in your belt you want to look for is infinite adjustment. A good Velcro belt is really nice for that because you can tighten and loosen it at any point you want. And you're going to have nylon and leather are your 2 main options for that. I lean towards nylon because it offers for that infinite adjustment. They do have some leather belts nowadays that allows more adjustment too. I find that a 1.5-inch gun belt is all I need. 1 3/4 and 2-inch are just overkill when it comes to carrying gear on my belt line for concealed carry. So after you get your good quality gun belt, you want to look for a quality holster, and you want to look for one that's appropriately designed for your method of carry. Today, I'm going to show you Appendix carry and how it really helps for me. And you want to make sure that if you're carrying Appendix, you also get a holster that's designed for Appendix carry. Some of the features that you want to look for in an Appendix holster is you want to have this claw here, or wing, and that way when you have on your belt, it's going to come over the claw, and as you tighten your belt up, it's going to pull in the grip more into your body and help alleviate this silhouetting through your shirt. Also, on the back side of our holsters, we have a bump built into the holster, and that also lets the gun come this way, the top of the grip more into your body again, and also it rolls it slightly this way with the design we have. You want to have a precision fit holster for your specific gun and light if applicable. In this case, I have my Glock 45 with a Surefire X300 and a Holosun 507 V2. As you start fine-tuning your holster to be on your body, you want to first start with location left to right, where on the belt line it's going to be. So I choose to have my gun just off to the right of my body. I'm right-handed, and I'm going to place it just a little bit to the right of the center of my body. So here's my center line of my body, and I have my holster just off to the right, just slightly. And after you get to the right spot where you want it, in this kind of range is what I would consider Appendix. From there, you can get the right height, higher and lower. You want to make sure you have enough room to get your full firing grip in between your belt and your grip here. When you start shrinking this distance, it's harder to get your hand into your grip there. And then from there, you want to see if you need to position the cant neutral, or in my case, I have a little bit of negative cant going on right now. So I have the gun actually canted this way slightly, just 1 click in our new M6 belt clip that we have. And then after that, if you have a magazine carrier, orient that where you need. In this case, I'm running a radius carrier, not connected right now. You can connect it right to our holster or have it disconnected, or you can run it somewhere else in your belt line. I like having all of my gear up front so I can get to it with ease. And that comes to our last point, is access, right? So this spot for me is very comfortable. It's very concealable for me, so I can actually conceal this well, wearing just a normal button-up t-shirt. And then at the same time, I can come up in here and get full access to my gun, as well as my magazine. When I'm driving, I keep my holster right where it's at. I don't have any need for any kind of truck holster. I don't remove it from my belt, put it in my center console, nothing like that. The biggest tip really when you go to drive is when I come in to sit down, when I get in here, I'm gonna pull up on my holster slightly as I get in, and I kind of hike up my holster just slightly. That way it alleviates pressure from my gut, pushing it into the grip, which then pushes the muzzle into my leg more. If I pull up, it alleviates that pressure. And from there, I can comfortably drive to gun class 6 hours away or to work back and forth every day, and there's no issues there. And when I go to put my seatbelt on, I simply go right over the holster like it's not there. You don't need to pre-set your seatbelt behind your holster or anything like that. You are good just how it is. From here, I can also access my gun if I need to. I can pull my shirt up out of the way, get my grip right from there. Seatbelt's not in the way, shirt's not in the way either once I clear the garment. And as a bigger guy, I want to make sure I'm carrying actually a full-size gun. When I carry a smaller gun, a shorter gun, I actually have less material below my belt line. Whereas with this full-size gun, I have my holster stops way down here where my belt's right here. So when you have more material down there, it goes up against your leg and it has a less tendency to actually bow out against your body. Those smaller gun setups, like I used to carry a Glock 26, and it's actually less comfortable than carrying this setup right here, even though it's a very small, compact setup. I just have less material below my belt, and that gun likes to just tip out against my body. Now that the belt and the holster are out of the way, things that everyone talk about, I'd like to bring up one thing that I don't hear about as much, which is with your wardrobe, the kind of shirts that you wear, the kind of patterns that you have. If you have a plain shirt, kind of like my undershirt here, it's going to be a lot harder to conceal without having anything to break up any kind of potential silhouette that you see, any kind of printing from your grip, for example. I tend to wear a lot of shirts that have these kind of designs as plaid, or as I like to call it, your urban concealed carry camouflage. And it really helps break up any kind of potential printing that is coming through still. Whether you might have it dialed down that you can't see any printing even with a moderately good fitting t-shirt, but when you move around, it might show more or less, right? So it helps just take that 90 to 95% concealed closer to that 100% mark. Along with that, you want to make sure that your shirt is long enough too. You're going to want to have your shirt go slightly below your belt line. My belt line is right here, and my shirt's coming down a few inches past that. If it matches right there and you go to reach up, for example, you might have it come above your belt line. Whereas if I'm reaching up here, it's not showing the gun. It's not starting to creep up and, you know, I'm brandishing the firearm. When you go to get pants, you want to make sure you want to size up a pant size to make sure you have space for that holster and magazine in your pants. If your waistline is a certain size, when you add a gun and a magazine, you're actually have a larger diameter now. And last thing on the wardrobe, make sure you're not wearing a shirt that says Glock or guns are cool, I don't know, whatever, all that silly stuff, right? Or you're wearing those tactical cargo pants. Like these are a pretty good in between. These are actually gun pants, but most people I don't think are gonna be able to tell. I don't have these big old cargo pockets down here. They almost look like they're more of a slacks, right? More of khakis. There actually is a spot for a spare magazine, things like that, right? But that being said, it's not going to have the average person jump out and go, oh, that guy's carrying a gun because he's wearing those tactical pants. So when you're fine-tuning what you're carrying and where you're carrying your holster, I would recommend get in front of a mirror, get your clothing on that you want to carry for that day, get your holster on, and you're going to start sliding it to the left and to the right of your body, up and down a little bit. You can even adjust the cantle a little bit as well. As you fine-tune that in the mirror, make sure that you can help alleviate a lot of the printing that you're seeing, but at the same time, don't forget, it's not just concealment. It's not only comfort, but also mobility. So you want to make sure that you can still move around well. Can you get your knees up? And I have my gun and my magazine on right now. And making sure that you can come down here to a full squat without the gun getting in the way of anything, right? It's still comfortable. I can hang out here as long as my knees allow, really. And when you have everything set up how you need to, dry fire is great to see if you have good access to your gun. And confirm you're not coming out to the range and seeing if you can get your shot. Let's shoot for under 1.5 seconds from out here, okay? Hopefully I can hit that from here. We'll find out. Okay, going hot. All right, we're gonna do one shot from concealment onto the steel. We're gonna slowly and reluctantly reholster now. So I'm gonna push my hips forward, get my shirt out of the way, and look into my holster, make sure it's clear. Come down, do not muzzle myself. Nice and easy back into the holster. That was a 1.77. I don't traditionally wear undershirts, so that's more for your safety right now. It's a little bit harder to clear the shirts how I wear them with an undershirt. And we're all good. Well, that wraps it up. I hope you found this information helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.